So in the last class we are done with what is equilibrium and principle of equilibrium. So in this session we will go for Lami's theorem. Before going to this Lami's theorem, let us have a glance of law of triangle of forces. So what is this law of triangle of forces is the first question. So if there are three forces, for example, if there are three concurrent forces P, Q and R, if I am able to reproduce these three forces into a triangular form, that is by using, for example, this is a P. So this force is having the in this direction and this is the magnitude of P. So see here, I am representing it one side of a triangle, and next the direction of this force is in the second quadrant, and its magnitude is given by this length. So what I will do, I will redraw this force as Q, and if I am able to join this by the third side, and this is equal to its resultant R. So what a law of triangle of forces states, it states that if three forces acting at a point be represented in magnitude and direction by the three sides of the triangle taken in order, they will be in equilibrium. So see here, force P, force Q and force R. See here, it is written as R, it is not resultant, don't get confused. I given the names as P, Q and R. So if I am able to represent these three forces by three sides of a triangle, and that too they are taken in order. See here, the force P, then next Q, then next R, they are taken in order, then it is called, this law is called as, and then they will be in equilibrium. This is called as a law of a triangle of forces. So remember this law of triangle of forces, that is if there are three forces acting at a point be represented in a magnitude and direction by three sides of a triangle taken in order, they will be in equilibrium. That is, if I am able to represent them by three sides of a triangle and that to be in order, then the force system or will be in equilibrium. Now let us see here. If the three forces are represented like this, force P, then followed by force Q, and then followed by force R, but it is taken in opposite direction. So then this will not be in equilibrium. So what happens here? This is force P, next this is force Q, and next this is force R. So all the three forces, once I will resolve, what happens? Horizontal, horizontal, these two will be vertical, and these three are acting in vertical direction. So there is no question of becoming equilibrium. Only if the forces are arranged in an order, then only they will be in equilibrium. Then it is called as a law of triangle of forces. Now next is a sine rule. This is the rule used. This sine rule we have studied in mathematics. In trigonometry, while solving trigonometry, we have gone through this sine rule. What this sine rule states that if let us take, there are three sides of a triangle and these are the angles. Let us take angle as X, Y, Z, and three sides as P, Q and R. So what this sine rule defines is P divided by its sine of opposite angle. Sine Z will be equal to Q. See here, this is the opposite side Q, and what is its angle opposite to it is X. So Q divided by sine X will be equal to R divided by sin y. So this is what the sine rule states, that is length of a side is divided by the sine of the opposite angle, then they will be equal to each other. By using this, what we used to do, if we knew the angle and few sides, we would have solved unknown side length. So unknown length of the triangles can be calculated by knowing its interior angles. So we used to use this sine rule, that is P divided by sine Z will be equal to Q divided by sine of X will be equal to R divided by sine of Y. So unknown length of one side of the triangle can be calculated by using this sine rule. So see here what we are doing in sine rule. If this side is chosen, divided by sine of its opposite angle. So for this side, this Z is the opposite angle, for Q X is the opposite angle, and for R Y is the opposite angle. So P divided by sine Z is equal to Q divided by sine X is equal to R divided by sine Y. We used to define it by using sine rule. Now let us go for Lami's theorem. So what this Lami's theorem is about, it states that if three forces acting at a point are in equilibrium, if three forces acting at a point are in equilibrium, each force will be proportional to the sine of angle between the other two sides. Each force, that is, for example, this force P is proportional to sine of angle of opposite sine of angle between the opposite two forces, that is this is the force P. So what is opposite angle? Alpha. So it is equal to sine of that angle, sine alpha. This is equal to, again if I take Q, angle between opposite, so see here, is proportional to the sine of angle between other two forces. If I choose force Q, what are the other two forces? P and R. The angle between them is beta. So as per the Lami's theorem, Q is proportional to sine beta, and last left out is R. If I choose R, the opposite angle, or other two forces are P and Q, the angle between them is gamma. So this R is proportional to sine gamma. So now I need to prove this one, right? The Lami's has said that if three forces are acting at a point, then the one force will be proportional to the sine of angle between other two forces. So this force will be proportional to sine of angle between other two forces. If I choose Q, other two forces will be P and R. So Q will be proportional to sine of angle, that is sine of beta. So we have written as per the Lami's theorem. So this Lami's theorem was developed by Bernard Lamy, who is a French mathematician. So let us prove this Lami's theorem. How to prove this Lami's theorem? So see here, there is a, see, I will erase. So as per the law of a triangle of forces, this is a force P, and along with vertical it is making an angle beta, and along with Q it is making an angle gamma. So see here, I have drawn the force P and it is making an angle beta with the vertical, and if I extend this one, and if I this, and now what I will do, I will draw Q to make a second side of the triangle, and the angle maintained will be gamma. So see here, P is drawn making an angle beta with the vertical, then this Q is drawn making an angle alpha with the P as shown here, then this R is making an angle alpha, this R is making an angle alpha with Q. So see here, at Q, what I am doing, I am drawing R and it is making an alpha with the Q. So in this manner, these three forces now representing the three sides of an triangle. So see here, these alpha, beta and gamma now have become the exterior angle of the triangle. Now let us find out what are the interior angles of this triangle. So see here, this is a straight line. Straight line is nothing but from here to here it will be 180 degrees, right? So if I want to know what is the angle from here to here, it will be 180. Total is 180 minus beta. Now let us come here, same. This is a straight line from here to here, that is the angle is 180 degree. From here to here it is already gamma. So left out will be 180 minus gamma. Now come here, this is a straight line making an 180 degrees. So from here to here already alpha. So left out will be 180 minus of alpha. So interior angles are 180 minus gamma, 180 minus alpha and 180 minus beta. So as per sine rule, if I apply sine rule for this triangle, see here, if I choose force P, that is if I choose this side of the triangle, opposite to it is 180 minus alpha. So as per sine rule, P divided by sine 180 minus alpha, it should be equal to, let us choose another side, Q. So opposite to this Q, what is the angle? 180 minus beta. So Q divided by sine 180 minus beta. This is equal to again R. So this is the side R and opposite to this is 180 minus gamma. So R divided by sine of 180 minus gamma. So we know that sine 180 minus theta is equal to sine theta from mathematics or from trigonometry. So what I will write, P divided by sine alpha is equal to Q divided by sine beta is equal to R divided by sine gamma. So hence the Lami's theorem is proved here. By as per Lami's theorem, if three concurrent forces are acting, if there are three concurrent forces and they will be, if they are in equilibrium, provided only if they are in equilibrium, then what we told good is P divided by sine alpha is equal to Q divided by sine beta is equal to R divided by sine gamma. This relation holds good provided there are three concurrent forces and they should be in equilibrium. Then only this is applicable, otherwise it fails here. Now let us see an practical example for application of this Lami's theorem. So see here, there were three forces, right? So let us take this. So see here, this is the vertical steel, I will say it as vertical steel support, and it is crane. This crane is used to lift weights. Okay, so if they here, let us take some weight is applied. So these are the cables, right? The cables will be in tension. So this cable will be in tension and this cable is passing over this metallic support. So these two cables, that is this cable and this cable, will be in tension and this metallic strip will be in compression. So what are the forces? So the forces acting will be, I will change the color here. So see here, for compression, what I have shown, the symbol is to be shown at the point of application of force. These two are in tension, that is, so there are three forces. This weight is acting downward, so because of which this string has came in tension. So see here, there is a compressive force acting here, and there are tensile forces acting here. So there are totally three forces. I will redraw here. So sorry, compression we have to show like this, and tensile forces I have to show like this. So in this manner there are some three forces are acting. So this crane stability can be calculated. If the crane is not fallen or not failed, then it is in stable condition. So this is the practical applicability of this Lami's theorem. Now come here, this string is in tension. See here, this string is in tension due to application of load. Again it is in, this string is also in tension, and this metal is in compression. So here also some three forces are acting. So here I can use Lami's theorem. So alpha, beta, and they are making some angle alpha, beta, and gamma. If I take, I can apply Lami's theorem here and solve what are the tension developed in these two strings and what is the compressive force that is coming on this metallic rod. So now let us see in this crane. So see here, there are actually four forces are acting here. 1, 2, and this is the compressive force is acted here, and this is the fourth force. This is an crane used to lift the weights here. So now see here, to apply Lami's theorem there are some limitation. Lami's theorem, what it had said, there should be three forces which are concurrent and should be in equilibrium. If this crane is not falling, then it is in equilibrium. So but here there are four forces. One is this force, another is this force, other are these two forces are in tension. So what can I do is I can resolve these two and make an resultant of these two forces. So see here, instead of these two I can apply a single force here depending on whether what is the value, and knowing its direction I can apply first force, second force, and three forces. Even if there are n number of forces, we can convert them to three forces and then apply the Lami's theorem to solve the practical problems. So these are few of the practical life examples where the Lami's theorem can be applied. So now let us see the what are the limitation of these Lami's theorem. So first one, only three forces. As in this example, as I said, there are four forces. I have converted them to three. So there should be only three forces to apply a Lami's theorem, and they should be coplanar and non-collinear forces and concurrent forces. That is, there should be three forces. Okay, there should be at least three forces, and these three forces should be acting in same plane, either in xy plane or yz plane. They should be coplanar forces and they should not be non-collinear. If there are three forces, if they are acting like this, then we cannot apply Lami's theorem. They should be non-collinear and they should be concurrent, that is they should meet at a particular point, and object should be in static equilibrium. This object that we have chosen, that should be in static equilibrium, then only the Lami's theorem can be applied. These are few limitations of Lami's theorem. When we can apply Lami's theorem, there should be three forces, they should be concurrent and coplanar, and the body should be in static equilibrium, then only we can apply this Lami's theorem. So kindly remember these points. So in the next class we will go for a free body diagram and law of superposition of forces. So after that we will solve few of the problems on this equilibrium of forces. To solve these problems on equilibrium of forces, we require this Lami's theorem. So remember the points that I have told in the previous video, where I have explained what is tension, what is compression, and string will be always be in tension, and string passing over and pulley, the both tensions on both sides of the string will remain same, and the reaction will pass through the centroid of the body. So remember these 3 points, these points, so that those will be useful while solving the problems.